Yes,
Lightyear
sir.
in 3, 2, 1, blast off.
Okay, status. Booster, go. GNC, go. Vital, go. Okay, go, bud.
Cabin pressurization is underway.
As we prepare for ignition. Flight recorders are on.
Ooh, special crystal.
4.
I grew up, like, Toy Story is still, like, one of my top movies of all time, Toy Story 2. I love it. I can't wait to have kids so I can watch this.
Damn.
So, this is the origin story behind who Buzz Lightyear was. It's not the Buzz Lightyear that we know. Buzz Lightyear, the toy, is inspired by this guy.
Oh, okay. That's a little interesting, I guess. I didn't expect that. Yo, is this The Martian starring Matt Damon?
Basically. Oh, look at that little doggo.
It's beautifully animated, I'll say that much.
Yeah. I gotta say, I don't like when Pixar makes animals sometimes, like that cat. I wasn't feeling it.
I think the cat was a toy.
Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. I was about to say, that's weird looking.
Oh shoot, there it is.
The suit! The suit!
Right.
To infinity.
Oh shit.
Yo, that's actually pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. Like, to see, like
That's
you always
dope.
kind of thought, like, yo, he's the only one. But,
Yeah.
yeah. What was that song in the background? That was a classic. Matt, what did you think about that trailer?
It was interesting. Once you told me like what it was about, like the toys inspired by the character, I was like, kind of threw me off for a bit. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what's going on then. But it looked interesting as well, animated. It looks more like a space exploration thing, and he just kind of like runs in. Yeah, I'm used to him in the suit, like flying, and I don't even know if like was the spaceship look like the toy box that Buzz Lightyear came in. So I might have to look at some side by sides, but it looked interesting.
Yeah, so that song was Space Odyssey by David Bowie. Thank you.
Sure.
Shout out to Leah in the chat. But yeah, that's a classic song. He's a classic character. Loved it. I think this is interesting. Now, my real question is, do you, like, I feel like a lot of time millennials specifically with this Peter Pan syndrome thing, we hate to grow up. We hate to share our toys. We don't want anyone else to have what we had. I think this is kind of cool that they're spitting off and giving this new generation their own thing, because kids still do like Toy Story. Now, I'm not saying this. I'm saying this objectively, or not objectively. I'm saying this based on just my feel, because Disney still has a lot of rides. They have a lot of these short films. I don't have the actual data, but I would have to guess if Disney's doing this that they know that kids are still into it. And it was funny. I was listening to Bill Burr not too long ago. And Bill Burr was saying how he took his daughter to see the first Toy Story in theaters, and she was terrified because Sid is a psychopath. And
yeah, dude. Especially like the old '90s animations, like them fuckers look scary.
So it was not working for her. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take her again in a couple years." But I think this is a nice, lighter way to bring them into it. Like, give them this thing, and then down the line they can get introduced. Like, oh, this is, it's kind of like the prequels with Star Wars, right? It's like they wanted a new generation to know about Star Wars because those movies really didn't work for that generation. But as you grow up, you kind of have more of an appreciation for it. Like, I think a lot of times we think prequels are just for us, but I think sometimes they are made to kind of introduce that world to another generation.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, in that sense, George Lucas be saying all the time, like, Star Wars is meant to, like, tell stories to children about, like, hero stories. So I agree with that. I think it's going to be pretty interesting.
Sorry to cut you off, but I got to say this. Interestingly, Toy Story is kind of based a little bit on Star Wars.
Shit, everything's based on Star Wars, to be honest. That totally makes sense. What's interesting is you said, what's interesting is you said before, like, I don't know if you've always thought there's been one Buzz Lightyear, but there was a short that came out on the DVDs years ago. I think it was a TV show. It was called Buzz Lightyear Space Command, and it was a 2D cartoon show. and it had a bunch of different Buzz Lightyears, and like Zurg was in it, and you actually got to see like them fighting and stuff. And he had homies, which is kind of cool because like people are gonna be like, it was cool seeing that other Buzz Lightyear character, like other Star Commander person.
Memory unlocked.
Oh no. There you go. We gotta have a timer. We have a timer like somewhere. That should be a thing on the stream every time a memory is unlocked. But no, yeah. So like,
Talia said that's Chris Evans' voice, by the way, too.
See, I was gonna get to that. I don't like that. I kind of wish it was Tim Allen who was voicing him, because it's just a throwback. It's a classic, you know, Tim Allen and
But I don't.
Tom Hanks.
The thing is that's not.
That is true. It's not the toy.
So that was a toy.
It's not the
so
toy.
It kind of does make sense. But
it is to me.
I know. Millennial, let go. But
fuck you. Now see what's happens in the next generation is gonna be like, y'all gotta let go of Chris Evans, bitch ass.